Okay. Riddle is in the box.
It's a Gucci belt.
Let's open it
I
up.
don't wear Gucci belts. I don't wear them.
Yeah. Okay, read it out loud and then guess what we're doing.
I'm deep in chilling, a plunge so bold, in icy waters my secrets unfold. Embrace me brave in my frosty embrace, and find the clarity in this frozen space. What am I? We're going cold plunging.
We are?
We're going cold plunging.
Have you done the cold plunge before?
I have.
Okay.
And
are you
let me
an
just
avid
tell you
cold
this.
plunger?
No, but I'll tell you this. On the way here, I was thinking, like, what am I going to need goggles for?
This is to throw you off?
Well, I was like, is she going to make me, if we go cold plunging, am I going to go all the way underneath where my head, I've never gone like where
with goggles?
I've never gone with my head underneath. So I'm like, crap, so I got to prepare myself to put my head under freezing cold water. So
you're going to do it today? This was really just to throw you off.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if I tell you to bring swim trunks and like, you know we're cold plunging.
Yeah. So no, I'm not going to go full underneath.
Okay.
So I'm gonna return these.
Yeah, you can return these. All right, let's go.
$40.
You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm excited. Oh shit. Going down?
It's a little chilly. Okay.
It's colder than I thought I was gonna be.
Okay, just breathe. Okay, I have some questions for you here.
All right, no, I'm cool, dude. It's fine.
Okay,
It's
favorite color.
Favorite what?
Color.
Favorite color? Blue.
Okay.
Navy.
Just to be specific,
Yeah.
thank you. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I think I'm neither now. I go to bed early and I wake up late. I just turned 50. Everything's harder.
How are your toes?
They're
Numb?
numb.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Favorite hobby?
Pickleball.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that. Are you good?
It depends on who you ask. I'm fine. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, okay. That means you're entering tournaments and
I'm
you're
better
winning.
than the normal Joe.
Okay.
But worse than a lot of my friends.
Let's see. Favorite type of music?
R&B.
Did you know Chingy was in town?
No, I did not know Chingy was in town.
Yeah, at Silverleaf, Chingy and Akon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hit it up on Sunday for a golf tournament. Okay. Dream job?
Ooh, this is a good question. My dream job would be, it's getting easier, so don't sit in the last one. I'm having a hard time thinking right now because of this.
Are you cold?
Yeah.
Do you want to get out?
No.
You good? Okay.
I'm good.
Or is this a competition?
Yes, it is at this point.
Okay. I'll win.
My dream job, I guess it maybe to be a professional golfer.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you good at golf?
I'm same as pickleball.
Same as pickleball.
Depends. Just depends.
Okay, I love that. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Superpower?
Relationship building. That's my superpower.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Night or day?
Night.
Okay. Beach?
On Friday night.
Friday night. Friday
During
night
the week,
only?
I'm a day guy.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Okay. Are you hiking?
I'm snowboarding.
Snowboarding. Okay.
Yeah.
Camp?
Yes, I do like to camp. I
In a
just camped
tent?
last weekend.
Or a camper?
In a tent or in my truck. I slept in the back of my Yukon last weekend, actually, in Coronado.
Oh, that's cool.
Took our dogs.
Yeah.
Dog guy.
Dog guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
I have two, Pablo and Preston.
Okay. Are you cold?
Yeah.
Do you want to get out?
No.
No.
It's a war.
We have two very stubborn people in a cold plunge right now. I love this.
Yeah, so bring it.
Okay, what are your tattoos? I can see them. They're right in front of me.
What does it say?
We have 9/30/01. What are these
That's
dates?
my daughter's birthday, my son's birthday.
And unconditional.
Unconditional love.
Love that.
Towards my kids, yeah.
And yourself.
And myself. I'm getting better at that.
Working on that.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's been tough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been tough, if I'm being completely honest, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was really easy for a long time in my life, and it's getting harder as I get older.
Well, our industry doesn't help.
That's been a
There's
big part
also
of it.
that, right? Yeah.
I think that there's things that I'm dealing with that have a lot to do with work. But, and am I doing everything that I thought I'd be doing at my age? And have I accomplished the things that I thought? Do my kids think that I'm where they think I should be? I deal with a little insecurities on that stuff. So.
Yeah, I think that's all real.
Yeah.
But maybe the lesson is the journey of that whole path, Yeah, okay, let's get out.
Let's do it.
Can we get out?
Yep.
You win. 1, 2, 3. Get out.
Okay, who are you? What is your name and what do you do?
I'm Ryan Madrid, and I am the CDO of Bison Ventures mortgage company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
here. I'm a dad.
I was going to say, and as a human.
Yeah. I am a dad, and I've got 4 kids, 2 stepkids and 2 of my own. Okay. 22, 21, 18, and 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So kids are in college or out of college. So, yeah.
So you're living your best life.
You would think, but it's just as hard as it is when they're young because you're worried about them even more at a different level.
Right.
But trying to live my best life. But it's fun having kids older and doing fun, like adult things.
Yeah,
with
adult
them.
Things. Your conversations.
Like
I
the
feel
open this year, we took the older kids out and and the younger ones there too, actually. But you can have a beer with the kids and you can go do adult things, have a glass of wine at dinner. It's kind of cool. Not that everything revolves around alcohol, but it's cool to do adult things with your kids.
Right. Is it weird drinking with your kids?
It was. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's my son is so good at it that I'm like, it's like, how long have you been doing this for? Right? Like
he's had some practice.
Even like yeah, it is. But I've known my kids are in college, so I'm not like clueless to the fact that they're at parties drinking and stuff like that. But like even. Yeah, I don't even want to go there. But the younger ones, it's a little weirder, put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the other day I was in my pantry and I'm not I don't have a ton of alcohol in my house. I have 4 kids. And I had a bottle of tequila at some point.
Yeah.
And it was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally empty. And I'm just like,
I've had that.
Who's been sipping, know?
Yeah.
And then my youngest was like, well, who's been hungover? And I'm like, how do you know what a hangover is,
Yeah.
So I just ended up taking all the open and just pouring it out,
It's amazing how many bottles I've seen just go down. And then there's be this much in the bottom. I was like, that's not fooling anybody. And you might as well just throw it away.
Yeah.
But the weirdest part is when the youngest at one point, we're at dinner and he just asked the waiter, so what kind of beers do you have on tap? He's 18. I'm like, what the hell is way too comfortable of a question that you're asking?
And what are you doing with that
you
answer?
Have on tap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they just tell him.
Uh-huh.
I think the more confident you are, I think he's gotten to the
they
point
just
where
assume,
they just assume he's 21. He's tall and big. So I don't condone that at all, by the way.
No. Yeah, no.
Not yet.
Disclaimer. Yeah.
Yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
Well, we just did our cold plunge. Good job.
Thank you. You too.
It was hard to talk.
It was.
But.
And you didn't tell me that you have one of these at your house until after.
Until.
So I was like, oh, you did pretty good. She's like, well, I do it every day, so it's not a big deal. It's been a year for me. Yeah. So I just pretended that it was easy, but it was really hard.
Yeah, it gets you, right? When you get in, it's it takes your breath away. But I think that that's the beautiful thing about the cold plunge, at least what I've experienced, is the ability to calm your breath down in a stressful situation.
Yeah.
And that translates into our day.
Yeah.
So
I think that I calmed down faster than I ever have today. I don't know why, maybe because you were so calm. Because I think I usually am trying to catch that first breath where I'm pulling.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit. Today, it didn't seem like it took me as long.
Do you think it was the camera on you? You were like,
I think I was trying to be as cool as possible. Because he was laughing at me. I was very insecure
Justin laughing?
about it all. And seeing you super not bothered also made me feel weird.
Yeah. Well, you did a great job.
Thank you.
But I do think it helps. If you think about any stressful situation, if the people around you are stressed and reacting,
Yeah.
you're going to affect that way and
Totally.
the opposite. So.
Totally. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
That just happened.
Yeah. Well, good job.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about you as a human and your journey, because I want to get to know what that looks like, and everybody has a story. And so we're just going to kind of dig in.
Okay.
I know we talked a little bit in the cold plunge about our industry, and you shared a little bit about, I mean, it's the past couple of years have been not the easiest, right? It's been a mental game is what I call it, right? Like, what do we have and how far can we dig and persevere? So share with me a little bit about what that's been like for you and how you deal with the highs and the lows and process everything.
I think that, and people may disagree with me on this, but I think I do a really good job of pretending that things are easy. Things are easy. Excuse me. I'm still having after effects from the cold plunge.
Teeth are chattering.
But it's been hard from like a personal standpoint. I think from just even like, I mean, financially, it's been tough, right? You're used to a certain life. I've got 4 kids in college.
Yeah.
Like, I've made way less money and had 10 times the amount of expenses come up.
Right.
Right. And, you know, one of my biggest struggles has been, like I said in there, it's like, am I able to do everything that my family thinks that I am doing? And they probably wouldn't care, to be honest with you, if I said, hey, dude, like, I am dying right now. Like, this is tough. But I just want to, I think I put on a face that, and I do everything I can to make sure that we are good. And I've always done that, I think. And I've had a lot of struggles in my life, and I don't think people really know that, but I do. You know, it's been hard. The mental side of it all. I've seen it with a lot of friends, a lot of our people. I know. I think the ones that have the ability to be honest with each other, it helps to have like a committee of people. I think like obviously like you two have something going on that's cool. I think that's something that probably is helping you, because it's not as great for anybody really. Yeah. But yeah, it's been hard.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you. Do you think that the part of like pretending, I don't know if you said that word,
I did,
everything is okay, is also like a coping mechanism, right? Like if we pretend everything's okay, then we're staying optimistic and therefore we're in a better headspace? Or do you feel like it's more of like this front, I have to show up this way for the people around me because I don't want them to worry or stress, or maybe both?
It's a great question. And because I feel like both the answers you just gave are part of the answer, really.
Yeah.
You know, I have partners that I can't crumble for. I've got employees that I can't crumble for. I've got referral partners, that I've got to stay strong for. And then, having kids and stuff. So it is a mask somewhat, but it helps me, I think, get through it, because it makes me kind of forget.
Yeah.
And because I know that everybody's dealing with the same sort of stuff. It's just a matter of, I think like a little bit it has to do with ego too, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to look soft to anyone. So I try not to.
Yeah.
Which I don't know any of these are the right ways of doing things, by the way. But, I'm open for suggestions.
Well, I think too, I mean, you had mentioned like having a community where you can be open and honest about your struggles.
Yeah.
Could appear to be soft, right? From like a man's perspective,
Yep.
which it's not at all. I mean, that's where you create the vulnerability and the safe space and the compassion for people around you and then for yourself.
Yeah.
So
I've actually seen a lot. Luckily, I do have a few different groups that I'm in that I've seen the men kind of be more vulnerable over the last 3 or 4 years. And I think so maybe universally, not even just in our business, people are just willing to, I mean, I've seen friends cry and, I've cried and I've opened up a lot to people that aren't necessarily like my best of friends, but I feel more comfortable in that certain environment. Yeah. That I feel okay to tell, how I am.
How you're feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have parents, that are alive. They've been gone for actually long time, but so you don't have those people to lean on.
Yeah.
And I haven't for 15, 17 years. So, so like, I have a sister, but, and we talk about stuff, but most of the people I lean on are my friends, to be honest with you.
Would you say that most of your relationships are depth? They have depth, or is there a lot of? Because I feel like that's part of our industry too, where, I've been in it for 3.5 years. I came from pharmaceutical sales. So, I mean, sales is sales, let's just be honest. Right. And it's like, there's just not a lot of depth.
No,
I feel like, and so that's where like my circle's small, but it's deep, and I'd much rather live in that space versus
I actually wrote this down 2 days ago. I was at a workshop. This guy that I'm in a group with, his name's Stephen Harris, and he has something that he's like recently launched called OptiFlow. It's basically optimizing your life, and a lot of it has to do with breath work and conscious mind and stuff like that, and just optimizing your life from your routines and just being a better person within your business and at home. And one of the questions was about your friendship groups, like people in your life and how deep it is or how wide it is. And I have a lot of friends, like a ton of people that I consider really good friends. And, but I do feel like I say yes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, and I need to do a better job of making it smaller, going deeper, and saying yes. Doesn't mean I don't love those people, but saying yes to the most important people.
Right.
Because a lot of times, in my job, it is social. It's relationships and it's all that stuff. And I do love that. And I know that I'm good at it, but I don't like going out as much as I used to. Like, I don't love going to happy hours like I used to. When I go, I have fun.
Sure.
But like, I'd rather maybe not do it.
Yeah.
And so but I have to grow my business. I'm in like this sort of like conundrum right now where it's like, I know I have to do these things, but like, I really don't really want to, but I have to.
Right.
So, I don't know if I would have to do as much as I am doing it now if the market wasn't the way it is.
Right. There's that like pressure. And I think too, society teaches us like, if we say no to things, then it's going to hurt their feelings, or what are they going to think about us? And you have that dynamic of like, especially with the agents, right? Of like, well, if I tell them no, or I don't show up, then they'll just go find another lender to work with, So there's that. Do you think that there's a component of then those people just aren't for you, right? And just having that mentality,
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
And then I am fairly good at not giving a shit. So I'm pretty good at like picking the people that I do want to roll with. Yeah. It just happens to be a lot of those people are fun.
Yeah.
And they're still not at maybe the point where they want to shut it down.
Right.
So I get it every day. I get a, hey, where you at? Sort of thing from like most of, and I'm like, well, I am close.
I'm in bed. Yeah.
Could be there in 5 minutes. And I'm on my way. Including the people I work with, right? I happen to work in a great situation with great people.
Sure.
So it sucks when your best friends are also your business partners, and and we're all like backyards, because that's the bar, like in our parking lot. Yeah, we're like, let's go have a beer, right?
Might as well. Yeah.
And I really want to do, I'm like I was mentioning on our walk over here, like I'm in between homes right now because we sold a house we were building. We have a house that we were living in, and one sold way faster than we thought, and the other one took a little bit longer. So I keep saying like, I'm going to get back to my good habits, and I'm going to do more stuff as soon as I move into our new house. Well, that's another month. And that's 30 days from now.
Right.
So I'm just going to do nothing for the next 30 days.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm making excuses like left and right for that sort of stuff. So my goal is to be, instead of going to the bar, be like, let's go hit balls. Let's go play some pickleball. Let's go do something that's like, good for me,
right?
Instead of bad for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you're not feeling bad. And when you wake up in the morning, what would your morning routine look like?
My morning, it would be cold plunging. Like that's when I felt the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I would get up earlier and earlier and earlier. And I was the same thing. I started in the pool, and it was very easy for me to walk outside and just jump in. But I think about and I literally just had this thought process yesterday about how much money I spend. I go, I can't buy a cold plunge. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And I also looked at like the receipts of like the happy hours. I was like, dude, I could just not do this for
just
like
not
3
do that
weeks and
buy a cold plunge. Yeah.
But it would be that. Water has been a huge thing for me too. Like I know when I drink the right amount of water, I feel incredible.
Yeah.
And when I don't, I know exactly why I'm exhausted.
Right. Yeah.
So water, cold plunge water, and then just, I'm not a big meditative guy. Like I struggle really hard focusing and I've tried so many different times. I think breath work's really good for me. And I can get into like
you can get in
like
it.
I can get into it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm on like a DMT or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can go deep. But I can't meditation. I'm like, especially when they're like an hour long. So the answer really is I go back to what I know works, and it's like anything. Like I'm not perfect. I could, when I read books at night, I sleep amazing.
Yeah.
When I get up in the morning and I go on a cold plunge and I drink water, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
But instead, I watch TV and then I go to bed and I wake up in the middle of the night, look at my phone, and I get up and I get a breakfast burrito on the way into the office and I drink some coffee instead of water and tea like I'm supposed to. These are the habits, and I beat myself up over it. And I love speaking to people that are doing the things that I want to do, because I was telling her earlier, I keep talking to you like I forget. We have another person over here. That's why. But it's like I was talking to you earlier about it's weird that like this is the third day that this week that this has been brought up to me. Yeah. So it's now, I mean, like it's just a sign that I need to do better and I need to focus more. And I have all these thoughts of like, and you probably do the same thing. It's like, I want my kids to do all the right things.
Right.
So if I'm not doing them, am I like, giving them the right
setting
ammunition?
A good example.
Setting a good example.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll send them like, motivational videos that I think are really cool, and I'll get like, oh, big personal development guy now, right? So, I have like some work to do in that department.
Yeah.
But
well, and I think too, we put so much pressure on ourselves, like when we're trying to break a habit or build habits of, okay, I'm going to do all these 10 things.
Yeah.
Because these are the 10 things I know that are going to make me feel better, as opposed to just being like, okay, well, maybe I just wake up a little bit earlier and I drink my water.
Yeah.
And then you like stack those wins and you build off of that momentum instead of having this pressure of like, if I'm going to do it, then I have to do it perfect every single time. And, I mean, I think that that's also part of the process too, just being like little bites at a time,
Yeah, no, that's right. I need to, and I will. Yeah. It's in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did drink a lot of water this morning. I haven't had anything bad today. So that was my first day. Day one back.
Yeah. What'd you eat for dinner last night?
I had wings and 2 Coors Lights at the Rooster on 2 back-to-back happy hours. Same place. I had at 4:30, 5:30. That's what I had.
Did you have fun?
It was fine. Son's game, but it was like business stuff. Both were business things. So I had a 4:30 with a group, and then I had a 5:30 with another group. And this is like my life. Like and I canceled one. I had 3. I was trying to have all of them at the same freaking place. Yeah. So that's what I had for dinner. What'd you have for dinner?
Sushi.
Oh, it's better. Yeah. It's better.
When I eat sushi, like I don't like the fried, so it's usually like a spicy tuna roll. Yeah. It's my go-to.
Yeah, me too.
Buck and Ryder has the best spicy tuna roll. Have you had it?
Yeah. I love Buck and Ryder.
The best.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Is that where you went? Is there one out here?
There is one out here, but no, last night we went to Blue Wasabi. Okay. Definitely recommend Buck and Ryder spicy tuna roll over that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. What is something fun that you're working on this year?
Wow. You've got some good questions. Traveling more.
Okay.
I have a ton of trips this summer. Getting away from the really expensive trips to smaller, short trips that aren't super crazy, that are staying at other people's houses. I'm doing a lot of driving.
Love that.
But we're going a lot. a lot of trips, a lot of lake trips, going to Michigan with our friends that have a house there, and then our friends that in Washington that have for 4th of July that have a house there. And doing better about pre-planning flights too. Yeah. I'm learning how to budget.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting out of town. It's been I thought for sure at this point I wouldn't be here for the whole entire summer. I mean, that was like for sure going to happen.
Yeah. That was your goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just not happening, right? Market's just the money's not there to be doing that sort of stuff. And but we figure we can get out of town quite a bit and you know, the opportunities for the kids to come do stuff with us, and it's just easier. It's not a big deal. We don't need to go to, you know, New York City for 3 weeks or London or something. We can just go to Rocky Point. Yeah. And
I feel like sometimes those are the best trips, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just did a trip last weekend to Coronado and just drove the dogs and rented a space at like right outside Imperial Valley, which is like just south of Coronado, in an RV lot. Just slept in the back of the Yukon and threw down the beds, and dogs were great, and had a sprinter there. Right on the sand. Yeah, $95 a night. Yeah. Instead of going to Coronado, $1,000 a night at the Hotel Del. Yeah. Learning to do little things, and I'm finding that it's enjoyable. It's easy. It's way less stress. Yeah. And so yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Love that. What is one of your biggest pet peeves?
Being late is a really big problem. I feel like I'm always the first person everywhere I go. Yeah. And I'm constantly disappointed. Yeah. And I just never learn. I get super anxiety stressed when people are late, people who I'm with me are late, and then I get to the place where I'm supposed to be to meet people and they're not there. That's a pet peeve of mine. So,
were you mad that we were late?
No.
You beat us.
But
you walking into Black Rock with your goggles?
Yeah. So I was stressed, to be honest with you, that I was like 1 minute late. Oh. I showed up at 11:31. Yeah. And I was like kind of like freaking out. Yeah. Because I was in Dick's at 11:23 buying goggles that I'm going to return after I leave here. It's part of my saving money budgeting thing. Returning things that I instead of just keeping them. Yeah.
I tried to give you an out though. I was like, I have an extra pair. I told my assistant, because you know I told you to have the goggles, because I'm like, maybe you'll think, well, we're not doing a cold plunge. And when you said that, I was like, okay, shit. I have an extra pair. You don't feel like you have to stop.
Yeah. Well, then I was like, God, she's gonna be disappointed in the fact that I didn't do like one of three things she asked me to do. It was like bring a shirt, shorts, and goggles. I was like, I can do all three of those. Yeah. So I felt good that I did it. Even though I didn't
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What were you like as a child?
I was super small.
Okay.
So the same, I think, very similar to who I am now, but very insecure because I was a very little kid. I graduated high school put it this way, I wrestled 85 pounds when I was in 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
So I was that small.
Yeah.
I was like 5'2", 103 when I got into high school. So I had a great childhood. I grew up in Peoria, a little annexed area between 67th and 71st. So I don't know if you guys know that area at all, but Sweetwater to Pershing, and it was just farmland. And so I had a big lot. All my friends were in the neighborhood. It was like a storybook sort of childhood, everything you could ever want to do. But all my friends were, and we were all really good athletes, but I was always really small. So it was always dealing with that insecurity, being the little guy, and weak. And when I was in high school, I grew fucking like a foot, basically, 10 inches in like 1 year. And and that caused a lot of problems for me, I think, for sports. Yeah. It's just my bones weren't growing the same way, tendons, ligaments, muscles. So I just was like one of those kids that I played soccer and I leaned towards that and all my friends were playing football because I couldn't play football because I was too small.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest regrets, kind of not just sucking up and doing the things that,
right.
because I was just as good as everybody, but like I just was so scared. I didn't wrestle in high school because I was so embarrassed of wearing a singlet.
Oh, okay.
That's like
the
insecurities that I think I've gone. But my parents were awesome. I had a good, my sister, we were real close, and I had a really good childhood. Like I didn't have many issues for myself, especially when you go outside your little bubble, you start realizing, holy cow, your life was pretty damn good.
Right.
So I feel real fortunate about how I grew up. I mean, I almost like to brag about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, especially the town. Like, I hate when people, like, when they go, oh, where'd you grow up? And they're like, Peoria. And I'm like, dude, where I grew up in Peoria was amazing.
Let me tell you about
There's nothing shameful at all about where I grew up. And I got a ton of successful friends from childhood, and even like their parents were very successful people, and we just had a good upbringing. And then I ended up going to NAU. Went to ASU for a year, got a academic scholarship to go there last minute. Then I learned, like, I met kids from like the East Coast, and I realized how sheltered I was. Yeah. And I like learned, like, wow, okay, I'm like a small fish in a big pond. Yeah. Instead of a big fish in a small pond.
Right.
And so I partied. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And I lost my scholarship, and I went to NAU and spent the rest of my 4 years. I went 4 years up there after that, and it was great. And then I came back and got in pharmaceutical sales.
Oh, that's right. We do have that connection. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I had a great life for sure. My aunt and uncle, my cousins lived 2 doors down. So they were in my life the whole time. And
that's awesome.
It was good. I was a student council kid. So that type of, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Love that. What is something you would say to someone in our industry, or someone that's just an entrepreneur in general, that's dealing with like the highs and the lows and the pressure of feeling like they have to show up in their life in a certain way so that they're not disappointing the people around them, or they feel that pressure? What are some things that you would give them, pieces of advice to keep their head above the water and stay in a positive mindset?
I think the first thing is you get a good circle of people around you that you can. And it could be your family, it could be your friends. For me, it's both. But I think other men in my life have been very positive for me through like this time right now. I think that's important for people to. Because if you find a group from a men's standpoint, I don't know if it's the same way with women, but when you can lean on other guys, being vulnerable, it's just not that normal.
Right.
So finding a good circle of people for me has been great. And then just like, have real conversations with yourself. Like, are you really doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? Because I think we all make excuses and make up stories that we're doing what we say we're doing, but we're not really doing that.
Right.
I mean, I had this happen to me the other day. Someone came to my office. They're like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Like, I've never worked this hard in my life. And I'm like, you're not working. Dude, barely. Like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's, and I have that same conversation with myself quite a bit, right? It's like, should I be leaving the office right now? Right. I don't really have, like, I'm not going home to like soccer practice. Right. So am I working as much as I need to? I think, and it's not about overworking. I just think having the conversations, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Right.
That's to be at the level where you think you should be.
Right.
And everybody's got a different spot, right?
Yeah.
Different level. I think those are really the things that, putting yourself in the right environment, having the real talks with yourself, and just understand that, like, you need people to lean on.
Right. Right. And holding yourself accountable, right? Like, that's the biggest thing is, and having the ability to, like you said, self-reflect, check in. These are the things I want to do and said I was going to do. Am I doing them? And also not like beating yourself up, right? Totally. Like, just know, like, okay, tomorrow's a new day. I can start over, not look back on like those days that I didn't do it, but like today is what's most important,
One of the things that bugs me the most in this business is just the fake, like, everything's great.
Yeah.
So I hate that so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm just gotten in a really vulnerable space over the last couple of years too.
Yeah.
So I feel like just like, ugh,
yeah,
life's hard.
Yeah.
Shit's not easy.
Yeah.
And the people are like, really? oh, things are great.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
Like it's, and I understand it is for some people, but I don't know. I think the more raw, real you get with the better it is. And yeah, I just don't like the fake stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I probably did that for a while too.
Sure.
Yeah. I was a big suit guy, you know, dress as fancy as possible. And, you know, everybody thought I was super successful, but like I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was just getting rolling. I was just learning how to do it. I was 39 when I got in this business.
Yeah.
You know, I was in pharmaceuticals and medical devices.
Yeah.
So and I'm certainly not perfect for, you know, but I look at it now and I just want to like shake them and be like, dude, it's cooler if you're not acting like this.
Yeah.
Like,
actually, I was having this conversation last night because coming out of pharma, like I would go show homes in heels and dresses, and I'm climbing over rocks trying to find a lockbox, and like climbing behind the pool equipment to turn on the pool fountain, you know, and I'm just like, no, like my clients are lucky if they see me in jeans and Converse, like mostly in my Lulus and my branded shirt. Like this is what you get, you know, and it's just getting past that of like the ego. And
I think you need to earn the respect though too to dress like that, right? At the very beginning, if you're a new agent, if you're new in the business, I don't think you should be showing up in Lulus and hats. and I for sure don't. I really don't. Because I feel like if you're doing that, you've earned the respect of and you have a business already, and then you have to get there, and we're there now. So it's cool. Yeah. So is he, right? So but I don't want new agents coming in with tennis shoes and their hat on backwards and a t-shirt, because that means they're not out really working, because they're not meeting people. It's rare that you're going to go have a meeting for the first time you meet maybe a new agent that's going to be your partner, and they're going to walk in and they're going to be like, okay, this guy's definitely got his S together.
Yeah.
No, he can't even get dressed to go to have a meeting. No, you earn it. And not everybody can be Templeton Walker, right?
Yeah, there's also that. Yeah.
But everybody they see this like thing. It's like you either want to go the Ryan Surrant, like dress fancy everyday guy, or you want to be dressed like I am right now, right?
Right.
And I mean, Stuart still doesn't love the fact that like I pop out in hats in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hats. I was like, you have jeans and boots on.
Yeah.
But
like, what's the difference?
Yeah. But you know, it is what it is, and I totally get it. But I feel like you need to earn it.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, and then we'll wrap it up. One fun fact that most people don't know about you.
A fun fact that people don't know about me. It's this fun.
You don't have that anymore?
God, life's not fun. No, I'm just kidding. I think a fun fact about me is that,
like, do you have a special talent that most people would be like?
Well, I think a fun fact that like people like is that at 50 I can still flat stand jump on a countertop.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it's a party trick for me.
I'm pretty proud of it, actually.
I am pretty proud of it. And I love it when people are like, dude, Ryan's 50 and he can still flat stand jump on a countertop. I was like, I can.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
I do like doing that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on. I appreciate you sharing the knowledge and just being open and authentic in this conversation.
Absolutely.
And trusting me to jump in a cold plunge.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. No, and I can't wait to have you on my podcast as well. And that was weird at the beginning because I didn't know what we were doing. But I love the fact that you trusted me with that too. Yeah. Right? You know, because it was we didn't shower together, but we plunged together.
Yeah.
And but it was good. So I appreciate it. No, this is really cool.
And where can people find you online? Socials.
So you can find me at Ryan Madrid on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And my podcast is Into the Storm, which is on all the social media platforms as well, audio and video, and then on YouTube, Into the Storm as well. And Bison Ventures. So we have a very active social media campaign that my sister runs, and she's really good at it. So, yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. We're rebuilding the studio right now, which is super expensive. Yeah, so I've taken, it was supposed to be a 3-month hiatus, and it's just, been, longer and longer and longer. All the panels for the stuff showed up today, so.
Oh, good.
So we're relaunching in May.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's exciting.
So those 3 places we can.
Yep.
3.
Those 3 places.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.